Hello, we're here with Michael Goedecker, CEO of Hakdefnet. Nice to welcome you. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Yes, holding in there, doing lots of virtual events now, so it's all go go go. Um,
Mhm.
Michael, what are you seeing in terms of a correlation between attacks and the pandemic? Does it reveal some interesting things?
It's funny you should say that. Yes, we're actually observing different types of attacks and attack patterns, and we've been doing this over a longer period of time. One of the difficulties that we have is when we see attacks and data that is being collected by different sensors, it's very hard to determine who's actually behind those attacks. Now, the interesting thing is when the COVID-19 pandemic started and we saw specific nations being not targeted, but suffering more during this pandemic, we actually did see that the attacks started to drop. Now, to right now, it's inconclusive whether that drop in the attacks indicates that China was behind it. But it is very interesting in a neutral kind of way when you take a look at these different types of attacks that, by the way, started from different countries, so hosted resources, that the attacks did actually drop as Wuhan infections started to go up. So if I was a gambling person, I would basically say that that is a very solid indicator that a lot of the attacks that we've seen in the past and correlate to these specific shared resources does indicate that China may in fact be behind a lot of the attacks that we observed. Now, the attacks that we observed, they are a combination of different things. So we're seeing on the one side, a combination of phishing attacks that are getting more and more sophisticated, basically targeting people by using disruptions in their specific countries, as well as other types of scanning-based attacks that use the same infrastructure to break into systems. So I think only time will tell as the pandemic goes on. Some of the things that we're currently doing right now to compile more research on this is we've put up different types of web resources and our own COVID-19 tracking websites. And what we're doing is we're tracking the phishing attacks against the World Health Organization data and the different countries that are becoming more and more stressed with their healthcare infrastructure. And what we're trying to attempts to correlate is the attack that we're seeing on the one hand directly dependent on a country being overwhelmed by the pandemic. Um,
Mm.
the numbers that we're seeing indicate that the attacks do go up. And what we think is the reason for this is the specific nation states or resources behind the attacks are waiting until the countries get overwhelmed to a certain extent. And then they start to leverage these attacks because they believe, on the one hand, more and more people are working from home office, which means it highlights the different types of risks that we're seeing in infrastructure and the lack of security over multiple years now coming to light. The second thing is people are off guard. So while companies are struggling to bring their resources online from home office connections and using VPNs, we're seeing that these countries are more and more targeting VPN networks that are known, targeting more and more home office users through these phishing attacks. And they're also using the fact that these disruptions in specific countries can help them enter specific countries that they're looking at, specifically like the United States, Spain, Italy, etc.
Mm.
So again, it's very preliminary data. We're just at the start of this research, but it is very interesting.
No, that is very interesting. I'm sure we'll hear more from you in the coming weeks and months, maybe, on this very topic. Um,
Right.
and yeah, looking forward to welcoming you tomorrow for our virtual forum. It's going to be a hot topic.
Mhm. Yeah, we're looking forward to talking about some of the research and also contributing. So thank you very much.
Alrighty, see you again soon.
Okay, bye bye.